In football, we're used to only having 2 cards, a yellow and a red. 2 yellows you're off, 1 red you're off. But did you know that there's big talks and a big chance that a green and potentially an orange card have been used in football in the last few years and may be the new norm going forward? So in this video, I'm going to run you through where they've been used, what they are, and what intention FIFA may have for these cards in the future. The first card that we're going to talk about that may be introduced to the game is the green card. What is a green card and why does it exist in football? For some time now there has been many different football officials lobbying for a green card. But the problem is that different officials have different ideas for what they want the green card to do. With one half of officials wanting the card to be punishment for bad behaviour and the other side want the green card to be shown for good behaviour. So here are the arguments that both sides have. It was the year 2016 when we first saw the green card used. Christian Gallardo, who was the first player to ever be shown the green card, and it was issued to him by Michael Maradi. And all he did to deserve this green card was help the referee make a correct decision. By telling the ref that when the ball hit his teammate and the ref gave a goal kick, he went over to the ref and helped the ref make a correct decision by telling the ref it wasn't a goal kick and in actual fact it was actually a corner. After he told the referee this, the referee decided to withdraw his previous decision and then awarded the player with a green card. With this being the perfect example for what the green card should be used for. If red and yellow is for negative actions on the pitch, then green should be positive actions which follow fair play, and also to bring recognition to them acts. Also, in 2018 in the Canifa Cup, where the green card was used again. But in this tournament, the green card was not used to award good behaviour, it was shown for dissent and disrespect. According to Canifa, the card was used in this tournament to clamp down on disrespect to match officials. They believe that actions and disrespect to authority in football should be punished, but not as severe with a red or yellow card. In this tournament, the green card was used in a similar fashion to a red card where you'd be asked to leave the pitch after receiving the card, but your team would be allowed to replace you with another player, which means that the team would still have 11 men on the field, but they would lose the player that had or received the green card. Also to add, the player is not suspended for any games after receiving the green card, only for the remaining time of the match when they receive that card. The biggest football governing body, the Irish FA, are the only ones lobbying for this and have actually used the green card in their tournament systems, with their purpose being for promoting fair play. Knowing that the green card wouldn't be enough to persuade players to play in a fair manner, they added another incentive. And that incentive being that teams will need to have green cards to take their team to a professional level, moving you from Sunday league or from college games into a professional tournament. If your team does not have green cards, you will A, not be able to apply, and then B, not be able to progress your team into any bigger league or bigger tournament. But the one main difference to where we've seen the green card used before is, with this circumstance, is that it is not awarded to individual players. It is in fact awarded to the whole team. But playing fair could be seen as quite a broad term. So this is what the Irish FA laid down as criteria for your team to receive a green card. Before the game, each player will have to line up, shake the hands of the other team, and also with opposing team's managers, staff, and also match officials. There is to be no abusive fouls or abusive language used in the game to anybody. Full stop. 3. No overly aggressive play in the game. Tackles are fine, but nothing you consider overly aggressive. No fighting at all with your own team or with the other team. If a foul is committed, most players must shake hands after the foul has happened before play can restart. 6. Quite a broad one. Respect must be shown at all times to all players, just respect the whole time. And similar to number 1, number 7 is after the match you have to line up and shake hands with the other team match officials. So if a team manages to tick off the entire criteria just mentioned in the previous 7 points, the team will be awarded with a green card. A team can only earn a maximum of 1 green card per game. In any failure to do this or do so, teams will not be given the opportunity, as mentioned earlier, to apply to any other competitions or to step up in their current ranking system, which forces players to do this for their team to progress. So what do you think of the different types of green cards? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also, just before we get into the other card in this video, the orange card, please make sure you leave a big like. Also, a subscribe would be fantastic, and also while you're at it, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this video. But let's crack straight into the rest of the video with the orange card. If you watch football, you listen to punditry, there's a big chance that you've heard somebody mention the term the orange card. A lot of people have referred to it to being a diet red card. Basically, you receive it only if it's slightly worse than a yellow and not quite as bad as a red card offence. Quite wishy-washy, yes, I know. And this isn't a new concept. Talks and meetings have taken place over the use of the orange card for about a decade now. In 2014, we even had high-ranking FIFA officials mentioning publicly about a new card being introduced to the game. Former Premier League referee George Courtney also mentioned this, saying and quoting that it would be a very good idea. But if FIFA were to actually go through with the orange card idea, how would they? Refs would still have 2 cards in their pocket containing yellow and also red, and would also use them as they normally would. But for some fouls that don't exactly deserve to be sent off and a little bit too serious to be a yellow, this is when referees would then pull out the orange card. Everyone knows that yellow is a warning, and when you see a red, players have to walk and suspended from future games. But players that receive the orange card will only be required to leave the pitch for a short period of time. That time is yet to be decided, and we've heard some people say from 15 minutes or up to half an hour. And for the period that they are off the pitch, it'd be very similar to the likes of ice hockey and rugby, where you're sent to a sin bin. And that's where you would remain until you can come back onto the pitch and play as normal. And there's a lot of problems with the orange card concept. A, how long do they have to be off the pitch? B, if it's near the end of the game, does the player have to stay for the same period of time? If there's 10 minutes left, how can you sin bin somebody for 15, for example? There's lots of arguments. These are all things that need to be worked out and voted on before we can come to a conclusion if the orange card would be a good addition to our game. Former English referee Roger Milford said, "The orange card would make the game of football too dictatorial." And personally, I'm not too sure how I feel about the orange card, but help me out by letting me know your thoughts on the orange card down in the comments section below. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Honestly, personally, I think it might be both. One of the main reasons I think it could be a bad idea is the complications and the controversy. A, referees already have a hard time as it is, and adding in an extra card could only add to more complication in the future. One of the arguments people have against referees is that they could be too quick to pull cards from their pocket, especially for fouls that could be overlooked or, given more time, may not even receive any punishment. So by giving a ref another bit of ammunition in their pocket, could this lead to too many cards being shown across the game? So in my opinion, it might be best just to avoid that situation completely. Maybe players might also try to find loopholes and try and commit fouls that they wouldn't have previously, knowing that they'll most likely get an orange card and only have to leave the pitch for a small period of time over before, where they'd have to risk maybe receiving a red indefinitely. But then again, on the other side of things, it may also be a good idea. It may also reduce the number of red cards that we see that are unfair in football. We've seen many fouls throughout history where players received a red card where it was way too harsh. So maybe the orange card may be a good supplement for that. Instead of losing a player for the whole game and having to play with 10 men, you only have to lose them for 5, 10 or maybe even only 15 minutes. And on the other hand, it's also good because the orange card could be a good supplement for players that deserve a little bit more than just a yellow for the foul they've committed. But once again, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this style of video, let me know and I can come back with some more next week. And on top of that, also leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and yeah, it's been your host RevBoy from HITC Football. Hope you enjoyed. See you again soon. Peace.